All right, and we're live here at The Counselor Live, and I'm your host, Sheldon Stovall. You can catch me every day, Monday through Friday, between the hours of 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. So we do our counselor show once a day. If you would like to be a part of any of the programming, if you would like to call me between those hours, you can actually call here to the show, and our producers will put you on my calendar. So call in soon or email me. You can email me at the promo at thecounselor.live. You can go onto my Facebook, The Counselor, or on my Instagram, thecounselor.live. So, you can reach me. You'll find me. And all the information, of course, will be below. But anyways, welcome. So happy New Year to everybody. This is a brand new year. January 3rd, 2023. And coming in to this year, 2022. Thank you. Coming into this year, we have been through quite a bit, especially with this pandemic. I mean, it's still going. I mean, I hear people saying, when is it going away? Well, I can tell you it's not going away. It's going to be here. And as most doctors have pretty much let us know, we're all going to get it at one time, and hopefully, we're doing what we can to, when it does happen, that we, are eating healthy, taking our vitamins, and more importantly, watching this show. So again, we're going to be here every day, Monday through Friday, between the hours of 10 and 12. I want you to just subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Counselor. Subscribe. That is going to keep me in this seat. So I wanted to start out today just talking a little bit about grief and loss. I was thinking about it. Grief, I mean, all of us, or at least many of us, I was looking at some of the facts with COVID, and about 55.1 million people have already passed away or have left us due to the COVID situation. So, it's sad, and a lot of us have not talked with anyone about it. I know that when I did work in the industry, for a few companies as a clinician, when I worked in detoxes and things like that as a counselor, we tried to get people therapy, counseling. There was like up to a 6-month wait for a lot of offices, and some people weren't taking new clients. So I think this show is good. I think it's unique. I think it's something that's well needed, and I'm gonna be with you guys the entire year. So, take advantage of that. Take advantage of The Counselor. You can reach me again, promo at thecounselor.live. You'll get to the producers there. Just let them know you want to get on my calendar. I think they're half-hour increments, and we'll include you in the show. So I wanted to get into this because I don't have much time. Grief and loss is something that, like I said, it just kind of came to my mind to talk about. There's so many people who have family members who passed away. I do have someone on my calendar that's going to be coming up shortly. Just wanted to talk. She wanted to talk to us about some of the grief and loss that she experienced, and also what happened to her during this terrible pandemic. So I definitely want to hear from you guys, because it's important that we share these feelings, so start dealing with it. I'm also connected to the Counseling Network, which is, I call it on paper because it's not really published online. We kind of started this quite a few years ago when, like I said, I worked in detoxes and different programs as a counselor, just to find available clinicians, just an update on who's taking what insurance, when they're taking people, and we kind of have that. And so, of course, no one is going to leave this show, or at least leave without being connected to one of our clinicians, our beautiful counselors on our Counselor Network. And you can go to my website, thecounselor.live, and there'll be more information about how you can get in touch with someone who can help you out. All right, so today we're going to be talking about grief and loss. And, there's 5 stages of grief, and I'm sure some people are familiar with the 5 stages. Those of you who are not, we have denial, okay, isolation, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. So and sometimes those stages go back and forth. Sometimes people initially they are in denial when they do experience loss, and they do isolate, and they don't want to deal with anybody. I know as a substance use counselor, one of the main reasons why people do relapse or begin using is because of a loss. So that's one of the main reasons. So it's something that should be talked about. With family, definitely try to find a therapist, but you should deal with these things. And like I said, last year and the year before, quite a few people lost quite a few family members. So, hopefully as we deal with this grief and loss, which is going to be probably the topic of this week, we're going to talk about some interesting facts, and we're going to talk to some people. So, by the way, I do have one of our participants online right now. We don't give her names, so we just call her Mrs. Joe. Hello.
Hello.
You're online. You're on air live. How are you today?
I'm good.
Yeah. So I know that you were listening to some of the subject matter while I was on. Tell me about your experience with COVID. Like, what happened? Like, what have you experienced? As far as
Really, a lot of coughing.
oh wait, that's right. You told our producers you were diagnosed today.
Yes, and this will be my second time with it.
Your second time.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that. I'm sorry to hear about that. Well, we're not gonna hold you that long, then. We want you to get better, and maybe we'll keep you on my calendar. We can talk more another time. But what did you want to tell us? We're talking about grief and loss. Have you experienced any loss due to COVID in these last 2 years?
Well, they were saying that that's what my mom had passed from with COVID. So I guess I lost my mom to it.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear about that.
You were saying like how sometimes you grieve.
Mm-hmm.
With your grieving, you go with depression, and sometimes you don't think that you're depressed, but you end up being depressed and not know that you are.
Yes.
Because you do end up shutting yourself off.
Correct.
And don't know that you're shutting yourself off.
That's right.
You stay in your room.
Mm-hmm.
You just shut yourself off from people. You stop doing the things that you normally do. You stop going to church. And you find people ask you, are you okay? And you start psyching yourself up and just say, I'm fine. And you really know that you are not fine.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel that you think that you're handling it the right way. You're like, oh, I'm fine. And you're putting it off and you thinking that you took it well. So I want to say that never feel that you are strong enough to go through something.
Nice.
If you need to cry, cry. Don't make people feel that you're supposed to be strong. Because I found out by doing that, you don't grieve the way that you're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that that's what I did. And that's the reason that I end up shutting myself off from everybody.
Okay.
And I find out that that's not good. Even though you have a therapist,
mm-hmm.
but if you're not meeting with that therapist all the time.
Nice.
And if you get one of them therapists that's telling you that, oh, you're grieving because of your mother. And oh, you're going through because of your mother. And
you don't want to hear that.
That's not, it's not. I'm saying I'm able to admit this now.
Yes.
That I'm never again going to make myself be strong. I'm
Correct.
gonna cry from now on
Yes.
and go through the grieving like I'm supposed to,
Yes.
so that I don't shut down
Nice.
like I did.
I like that. And you know what? You should be sitting here with me. I'm telling you. You hit it. Grief hurts, but it can be helpful, right? So the process of grieving often involves sadness, like you mentioned. You identified you were sad. You were angry. Your mom wasn't here anymore. You felt lonely and other uncomfortable emotions, right? But grieving ended up helping. And as you're mentioning to people, you have to come to terms with loss and move forward in your life. And, you're cherishing the moments. You're going to always know that that person loves you. You know that your mom loved you before she passed. And so these are part of the stages. You're supposed to move forward. And it sounds like you have, with the help of your therapist.
Right.
Nice. Okay. And everyone grieves differently, right?
Yes.
And then you like you said, you listen to the opinions of others and how you're supposed to be grieving, and some people aren't grieving correctly according to your therapist, like you mentioned. You didn't want to hear that this is happening because of your loss. So everyone grieves differently. So I like how you explain that. You helped. You followed your steps. You got through. You identified that there were stages, and you slowly started moving forward. So, are you in therapy now? Do you have a therapist?
Yes, I've been having a therapist for years.
Okay, good.
But sometimes it helps, and then sometimes it don't. But,
Correct.
You just got to be willing to work with the therapist.
Go with
if you
it.
don't work with her, then it doesn't work.
Yes. And I, even though it seems like just because I'm the counselor means that I'm like the national therapist, but I'm not. Every therapist doesn't know everything. So it takes time, right, to get to know each other and also to get to know your therapist. All
And
right.
then another thing, if you're on your medication, if you have medication, make sure you take your medication regular. If not, you'll find yourself lapsing.
Oh, yes. I'm going to have you put back on my calendar because that is something that is so needed to be explained. And especially culturally. Some cultures do not believe in taking medication, let alone medications for therapy, mental health medications. And I'm sure you've heard some rumors. I've heard some people actually say, I'm not a lab rat. Have you heard that before?
Yes.
Yeah. And they keep trying different medications and nothing's working. Well, this type of therapy and medication takes time, and sometimes people can't heal with medications. I'm not against it. But there's also some things you can do, too, as well to work on yourself. Nice. So I appreciate that. I definitely want to have you back more because you gave me some really good information. I'm sorry that you do have the COVID, and I'm not going to make you suffer anymore by looking at my beautiful face. But you can stay tuned to the counselor every day.
I'm more than happy to come back.
Thank you. Monday through Friday, and I will be on YouTube from 10 to 12. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. And Mrs. Joe, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And if you don't know how, we're going to have a tutorial on it next week. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thanks for calling in.
You're welcome.
Bye. All right. So just like that, you can connect with the counselor live. Again, you need to just kind of give us a call and we'll put you on our calendar. We're not going to leave anybody in any bad state. Right after you get off the phone with me, you will be connected with our counseling network. If you do feel like you want counseling or therapy, we will help you. All right. So we're just kind of opening up the conversation about grief and loss during this pandemic time. You guys can always see me every day. I will be live on the counselor, and I look forward to enjoying myself with you guys. Take care, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And remember, If I can't help you, somebody will. The counselor.